We're back. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 79. It is the second day of the week, aka the Quadzilla workout. I am looking forward to it, / not looking forward to it. I'm feeling very tired right now, I'm not gonna lie. But whatever, it is what it is. And I got traffic in front of me. But I gotta hurry up, do this workout, and then go to Costco, which will be something fun to do because I always like going to Costco. But anyways, feeling good, feeling alright, nothing too crazy. My lower back hurts, but not really. It's like the side of my lower back, like between like my ass, my glutes and my lower back. So like that, there's like a line there. It's very weird. It's going vertical, so that's very interesting. It might be my QL. I don't know exactly, but now it just feels sore. That's really it. But a little bit of stretching, see how squats feel, and then we'll determine where it goes from there. But anyways, besides that, feeling good. Looking forward to this workout. Today's video subject matter was brought up the other day, and I wrote it down because I was like, I should probably write about this. And as you've seen from the title by now, doomscrolling. Doomscrolling is something that I have participated in the past and something that is pretty prevalent nowadays. I think it came up the other day because I was watching a Marquise Brownlee video where he was reviewing like this product that sucked. I was just like, all right, let me watch this video. I was curious, I was clickbaited in, and besides, I haven't watched one of his videos in forever. I feel like I watched one Marquise Brownlee video per like year. I just watch one randomly. I don't know why they always come up, like always randomly, just one. But then I'm like, okay, whatever. I used to be a big tech YouTube person, but I'm not anymore. Maybe one day we'll talk about that. But he mentioned doom scrolling like a second there, and I was like, I should probably make a video about doom scrolling. So doom scrolling, what is it? It is the act of scrolling down a social media platform without stopping for a excessive amount of time. Doom scrolling can happen in any and all social medias, and literally every single one you scroll down. It is the most prevalent in, I would believe, things like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are probably the most prevalent. TikTok is up there. TikTok is a little different in that where they're videos, but the doom scroll can and will happen there as well. It's literally swiping up and down. These are based mostly on the phone versions of them, but the desktop versions have now adapted to the scroll, so it doesn't even matter. It was across both platforms, so it doesn't matter. You can literally scroll nonstop if you wanted to, depending on a few other factors, but if you want to, you can continue to go down the rabbit hole of whatever social media platform you're on, and they will keep throwing you content no matter what. YouTube, you can also doom scroll on. You can doom scroll on YouTube Shorts. Unfortunately, that is a new thing. On videos, you can't really doom scroll per se. You can, but in theory, you're going to be watching a video, and then unless your videos are relatively short, you're going to eventually stop. I will say, I wouldn't say doom scroll, but like doom playlist basically, where they'll just have a playlist playing on, or like on 24 hours just of something, you know what I mean? That I used to do that sometimes too. I'm not going to be dishonest about that. I sometimes just put like a favorite YouTuber playlist and then just hit like play all and then just leave it playing in the background, you know? So that is something, it's a little different than the doom scrolling that happens in other social medias, but still, that is a massive issue that happens nowadays because people end up literally sinking hours of their life into the social media platforms and obviously living life via the social media game versus, you know, living the real world. And then usually these are the same type of people, and I'm included. I can't say that I'm above these people, but you know, you're gonna ask yourself, where did time go? And then you're gonna realize, oh yeah, I just spent 55 minutes going down a list of Instagram reels that were all suggested to me because they hyper know exactly what I want and everything else. And we'll get to that in the voiceover because realistically they are designed to keep you addicted to coming back. Twitter is a huge one, but we'll get to that one too in the voiceover. Doom scrolling, not a fan of it, obviously. I think most people aren't a fan of it. The fact that people call it doom scrolling, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things that you're forever damned if you get into that entire scenario. Maybe I can look up into how that got the name because I am curious to know how it became doom scrolling, you know? I doubt it has to do anything with Doom the video game, but that's just me personally. I would love to see why, and it makes sense because it feels like it never ends, but also it's like as if you're in hell, you're trapped because you can't get out of it if you try, depending obviously. But for me personally, my personal experience with doom scrolling, it's huge for me on Twitter. That's why I try to stay off of of Twitter. Twitter has been very good at doom scrolling for me. Like I said, everybody has their own particular one. Some people are super big on Instagram, like doom scrolling. Older people are big on Facebook, like huge doom scrollers on Facebook, which is insane. But that is something that is relatively new, I would say, but not necessarily new. But the entire phenomena of doom scrolling is kind of interesting to think about. Like, why does this happen and what causes it, and will there ever be a stop to it, you know, that is like implemented. Now, I'll say this story real quick before I continue on. I've told this story multiple times, but when it comes to doom scrolling on something like TikTok, at a certain point, TikTok will send you a video from themselves, like TikTok, the main account, saying, hey, you've been scrolling for a while now. Maybe you should chill out. And that's after I got that video, I deleted TikTok immediately because I knew that it was just going to be another place where I could immediately just start losing a bunch of time, effort, and like waste away my life just going down that rabbit hole. And I was like, okay, this was the shot across the bow to delete the shit. Like, get it off of here before it completely corrupts my world view and life. So that's why I got rid of it. That's why I try to log off of most social medias for as long as I can, because I know when I get in that dopamine rush of scrolling and seeing all the stuff that I've missed, even though realistically I haven't missed anything, it all hits at once. So it's just a symptom of the times, basically. But we will go into more detail on the inside. Alright, so on this day, start off with squats. They felt great. I actually ended up doing all 4 sets. I didn't think I was going to do all of that, but it felt amazing. So I continued. I did not have that issue anymore after a little bit of a warm-up in my, what I would assume is my QL on my right side, so that was nice. But anyways, so doom scrolling. Let me start with the Wikipedia thing for it, the intro thing. Doom scrolling, or doom surfing, never heard it called doom surfing, but alright, is the act of spending an excessive amount of time reading large quantities of news online. Okay? Doom scrolling can be defined as the excessive consumption of vertical, short-form videos for a long period of time without knowing the amount of time that passed. It may leave a person with feeling of tiredness or unproductiveness after doom scrolling. This phenomena is most seen in teenagers and children. Interesting. So that's very interesting. There's origins. Apparently the practice can be compared to an older phenomena from the 1970s called the mean world syndrome, described as the belief that the world is more dangerous place to live in than it actually is as a result of long-term exposure to violence related content on television. Okay, and then it's a bunch of just talking about that. That's all very interesting, to say the least. And then it has a few explanations, one of them being FOMO, the fear of missing out, which I can understand completely. That is probably one of the reasons why I would say I go back onto social media, is the FOMO. And one of the reasons why I ended up stopping streaming, because I did not like streaming because it gave me that sense of, if I'm not streaming, I'm missing out on money. So yeah, that was the big reason why. But to go back a little bit on the doom scrolling, it's interesting how even coming off of it, like logging off of the websites and then going back in, the dopamine blast that you get on there immediately after, like, you just see all the things that it knows that you want to see. And, you know, of course they're tracking exactly what, they know you down to a T, so they know exactly what you're going to want to see immediately. So it's kind of crazy. My quote drug of choice is Twitter, mostly because Twitter always knows my stylings well enough that it gives me everything that I want to see immediately, and also it is very easy to go down multiple rabbit holes very quickly on Twitter. I'm not calling it X, by the way. That's stupid as fuck. It's interesting to see this phenomena happen with older people, I think. Seeing it happen with my parents is something that I did not expect to happen ever, really. You know, not in the playing cards personally. Their social media of choice is Facebook. that is big with the older people. But Facebook, my mother particularly, is on there for hours and hours and hours on end, which is astonishing to say the least. And it's kind of crazy because I'm like, I feel like I would have gotten like told like, why are you on the computer so much before? And now it's like she's on the tablet nonstop, you know? Very, very interesting how things have changed, you know? The most interesting part about this entire thing, about the doom scroll, is two factors. One is the fact that the doom scroll is basically a reflection of you, and I think there is something to be said about controlling the content that you consume, so that way you're consuming what is good for you rather than feeding into the negativity that is possibly out there. I feel like a lot of the times people don't realize, like, why do I keep seeing X, Y, or Z on my feed? And it's because you give X, Y, and Z attention. All social medias usually have a I'm not interested in this, or, you know, mute and or block feature for these reasons, but yet a lot of people don't take advantage of that. Particularly the I'm not interested in this one for Instagram is something I take advantage of a lot, because there are certain things I do not care to see, so I just use it. And then, like, especially in the explore page, just to hold down whatever post you don't want to see, then go down to the bottom 3 little dots and then go to not interested. But people for some reason don't take advantage of that, or like they get like wrapped up into like certain rabbit holes or things to like get themselves riled up or something, which is very interesting. It's like they're falling into the trap that these places have set up, or people in general. Twitter is known for now having rage tweets, or I'm gonna call them bait tweets, even though that's not right, but it just baits people into a angry reaction, and, you know, so that way they can actually interact, and by interacting they get money, because that's how Twitter works nowadays. But that's one part of the things that are interesting in this entire ordeal, is that it is just a self-reflection as to what you are into, and some people that flies over their head, really. But the second part of it is that, will there ever be an end to this? Like, I know that we are early in the social media game, and it is here to stay now, officially. I think they are so intertwined with our lives that it is hard to get them out. I mean, most people are making money off of it. I mean, literally, you're watching this video on a social media platform in theory. So it is interesting to think, like, will there ever be an end to this? Like, will there ever be a stop to the scroll, you know, the doom scroll? And it doesn't look like it, and that's kind of crazy, because, you know, usually, like, I think of MySpace or something like that, where it ended, right? There was an end to it. But after Facebook, everything kind of established itself, unless they get outlawed like TikTok might be. There is no end to it. And I don't necessarily think that's a scary thought, but you can see that it's gonna get worse, especially the part where it said it affects teens and kids the most. That's gonna be a lot of issues with a lot of people. I know that from what I've seen videos of, very rarely, but I've seen a couple of videos that state that a lot of kids nowadays just don't have like general basic education skills. So like their reading comprehension is way down, and writing comprehension is also very down, which is not good for the future. But hopefully we can get that turned around. Maybe we should ban all social media, but who fucking knows? Also wanted to mention real quick that I did speed up the Jefferson curl footage on here because it was going super slow, but it is what it is. Dude, check this out. And we're back! Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got it all in, thankfully. It was pretty tiring there. I'm very tired right now. Looking forward to going to the land of Kirkland. But overall, great workout. Forgot to mention it earlier today. I weighed this morning 195.3, which is what I weighed on Sunday morning. So we're good. We're good to go. Basically, we're back in the green zone. Basically, have to wait and see how it keeps going. For June 1st is around the corner. It is literally like a month away now. So yes, it's gonna be May. That'll probably be an episode title because I am not out of ideas, but I just wanted to do that as an idea because why not? But anyways, so back to the main subject that matter at hand. Doom scrolling fucking sucks. Whenever you start doom scrolling, I think the main key is to figure out when you are doom scrolling, as long as the social media isn't telling you. But once you start doom scrolling, is to get the fuck off of there. And now I know, this is what I do personally, is when I know I've started like getting into that doom scroll mode, I just log out. Immediately go to the log out button for any of the social media that I'm on, with the exception being Instagram for this channel. Even then, I just kind of close the tab and I'm like, all right, I know that I'm going to be on here, so I'll just get out of there. I might have to start logging off off that one though, because I'm getting like random videos recommended to me, and I'm not a huge fan of those. Not because I don't like them, but because they know me too well, so they're trying to keep me engaged as much as humanly possible. So that is what it is. So I would recommend doing something like that. I think what it is being self-aware enough to know that when you are doom scrolling, to get out of it as soon as you realize it. You know, be aware of the meta of what's going on in front of you. You really don't want to lose hours or minutes to hours of your life, but it could be a long while of worth of other things you could be doing rather than scrolling down and just watching and engaging with shit that won't necessarily enrich your life. Let's just say that. So be aware of it, and that is the key of the stopping the doom scroll, is if you are self-aware enough for set timers, because some of them will actually set, you can set timers on certain apps and stuff. Just make sure that you aren't going too crazy with it, and then being self-aware with it as much as you can. I think that's the main key, and the thing that people lack is the self-awareness of it all. So you got to be careful about that. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about doom scrolling and in general, just scrolling nonstop on social media. It is probably become a very big issue amongst people. I mean, like, you know, social gatherings nowadays consist of 4 people together doom scrolling next to each other and then showing each other the things. That's why I did the thing earlier. But anyways, that's a whole other subject for a whole other day. Social gatherings being fucked nowadays. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I will be back on tomorrow with something new. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with somebody who might like it. Please let me know anything that you have, any thoughts about doom scrolling or anything like that. Let me know in the comments below. I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.